all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
It is 9:30 on this Thursday morning. I'm Tim Lammers.
And I'm Erica Arias. Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us. We're following some important breaking news here. We have to tell you about this story coming out of Cromwell. 2 people killed in a wrong-way crash overnight, and we now know that one of them was a state lawmaker. Sources in state government this morning are telling us that one of the crash victims is Middletown State Representative Quinton Q. Williams. Williams is a lifelong resident of Middletown. He graduated from Middletown High School. He served in the Connecticut General Assembly in 2019 and was just sworn in yesterday for his 3rd term. And here's a little bit more about what we know about the crash. It happened just before 1 o'clock this morning on Route 9 South near exit 18. State police say one car was driving north in the southbound lanes and hit another car head on. And this is the same crash. Here, video of the car on fire. You can see the flames shooting out of it there. Now, sources in state government this morning, again, telling us that one of the victims is State Representative Quinton Williams. We are working to get more details. Again, we don't know who was driving what car at this point, but we hope you stay with us. We're live until 11 a.m., and we're always going to get you updates as well as on our website and also on the news app.
So Attorney General William Tong released a statement just in the last 10 minutes about Williams, saying, quote, Q was always brimming with optimism and possibility. He had a spirit that was relentlessly positive and aspirational. We need his light more than ever, and that's why it's so hard to lose him. And that follows a statement then about 30 minutes ago that was sent out by Sarah Bronin, the wife of Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin. Whenever, by the way, there's breaking news, be sure to scan that QR code on your screen to get the latest updates throughout the state and country. Of course, you can always find the updates on the Fox 61 Plus app and on fox61.com.
And again, we're going to follow that very closely for you.
Yeah. So now let's get over to Rachel Piscatelli, because unfortunately that was not the only bad crash on the roads this morning.
A lot of problems, Rachel.
Yeah, that's right, Tim and Erica. We are following another closure on the highway this morning. This now 91 northbound in the Wallingford area out by exits 14 and 15. This is involving 2 vehicles at this time. State police over the phone saying that one person was ejected from the vehicle. Again, this is 91 northbound out by exits 14 and 15. Also in the same area, it does look like the southbound side is dealing with a crash. The left lane closed at the moment just out by exit 14. So we'll keep you posted on that. Now, we are looking at a couple of detours in place. Most folks are getting off of exit 14. You can take Center Street to North Colony Road, which is also Route 5 to the Parkway. But that detour is seeing very heavy congestion. So if you're trying to get even around that, you can get off of exit 13 to Tolley's Road to the Hartford Turnpike or Route 5, and you can take the Parkway there. There's also one delay I want to tell you about over in Milford. We are looking at a slowdown. No reports of crashes in the area, but both directions are closed, or I should say are slow on that southbound side of 95 and that northbound side, and you can see that heavy delay over in Milford on 95 out by exit 38. That is a look at your traffic. Any new information, we will, of course, bring it to you live on air and on our Fox 61 News app. Matt. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Rachel, and well, a lot to talk about this morning. So let's get to the forecast quickly, and we'll tell you that there isn't much to worry about. Temperatures are staying steady thanks to the thick clouds out there. Look at the numbers: 45 degrees in Hartford, 48 in New Haven, and the numbers will stay there pretty much throughout the day. We've been watching the visibility, or lack thereof, in Hartford. It's better than yesterday, but mile 3/4 isn't great. The rest of the state looks better, but anywhere you see that white and gray, you're talking about some patchy fog out there. A lot of low-level moisture to deal with. We need something to swing by and dry it up. There is a front with this next system providing snow for the Great Lakes. We get rain mostly, and that's tonight overnight. But as you can see, the northern border may see a little bit of wintry mix, maybe some snow, high elevations. We're going to watch for that. No advisories for the state as we get that out of the way around noontime tomorrow, and then quiet down the forecast considerably for the weekend as we get another chill. So 46 is where we pretty much stay throughout the day with a little bit warmer on the shoreline. We'll talk about the weekend numbers, talk about if there's any big trouble in the 7-8 that's coming up, Tim.
Well, another bridge in Connecticut will see some needed improvements. The state got $158 million in federal grant money to help fix up the Gold Star Memorial Bridge, the state's longest bridge, which spans Groton and New London. It was built in the 1940s, and for decades it has connected the Thames River, not just for commuters, but really for commerce. Think about how many tractor trailers, because that's Interstate 95, use that to go up and down the Northeast corridor. Now, the project was made possible by, again, President Biden's infrastructure law, the bipartisan one, we should say. And it's going to be used for structural repairs, easing congestion, and dampening some safety issues.
This bridge is literally a lifeline for the local, regional, and national economy. This project will guarantee good jobs during the construction and continue to support future job growth.
And on top of all that, there are also some plans to create a multi-use path for bicyclists and pedestrians so that they can access transit services.
All right, to the nation's capital now, where Republican leader Kevin McCarthy's quest to become House Speaker of the House remains stalled as of yesterday. Now, some Republican lawmakers now calling for Kevin McCarthy to simply step aside. But Republican leader McCarthy is not backing down in his quest to become Speaker of the House. He's got a huge swath of support from his party, but it is still not enough to clinch the nomination. And his backers are starting to become frustrated with the process.
This is unacceptable. Some points have been made, concessions have been made, and now it's time to move on, to move forward.
And I'm ready to vote all night, all week, all month, and never for that person.
Without a speaker, members cannot be sworn in, and they can't get any intelligence briefings from military officials.
Well, a piece of history in Connecticut has been vandalized again. We're talking about the Mark Twain House and Museum in Hartford. It's been hit by vandals recently, and the home of the famed author was targeted over the holiday weekend. Hartford police said it was on Monday. They were called there January 2nd, and they found windows broken and rocks and chunks of asphalt. And they said, boy, it's going to cost a lot of money to fix.
This is a serious financial problem for us at this point. Between art conservation and window breaks and enhanced security, this is probably costing us about $15,000 to $20,000.
So a GoFundMe page has been set up to collect donations, not just for repairs, but also to increase security. And the goal is $20,000 to cover that cost. You can find the link by downloading our Fox 61 News app.
And now to a story we are continuing to follow here at Fox 61. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin still in the hospital this morning after suffering cardiac arrest during Monday night's football game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bills released an update on Hamlin yesterday, saying that he remains, quote, in the ICU in critical condition with signs of improvement, noted Tuesday.
The support around Damar, continuing that is phenomenal. I think just prayers, well wishes, and to be honest, from Damar's perspective, is just being a good person, doing good things. That's what he would want from people.
Well, Hamlin collapsed on the field during the first quarter of the game after a tackle. CPR was performed for several minutes by medical staff before an ambulance rushed him to a nearby hospital. The game was postponed indefinitely, although the Bills are scheduled to play the Patriots in Buffalo on Sunday. And in some positive news this morning, an online toy drive fundraiser started in 2020 by Hamlin has now topped $7 million this morning. For details on how you can donate, you can head to our website, fox61.com.
Amazon has announced more than 18,000 job cuts. That's according to a public staff note right from CEO Andy Jassy. The layoffs will start on January 18th, and they will mostly, reportedly, impact e-commerce and human resources departments. Jassy said the cuts equate to about 6% of Amazon's current corporate workforce. As for why, Jassy said it was difficult with annual planning due to the uncertain economy. The company will need to file legal notices about those mass layoffs, and it does plan to pay severance. So with some people still out of work or people just not having enough money to buy food here in Connecticut, we've got a lot of problems that need fixing.
We sure do. Fox 61's Keith McGilvery is in Hartford, where one organization is stepping up to make sure people can feed themselves and their families. Keith, good morning.
Erica and Tim, good morning. So a lot of different organizations doing a lot to tackle food insecurity, but how cool is this? The Chrysler Center, we are well below ground. They are growing their own vegetables. Megan, this is your baby. This is your full-time job. Talk about what's happening in this space.
Sure. So down here we grow herbs and lettuce for our kitchens to use in their catering orders and for TCC events. And then we also have our Fresh Place food pantry. So we're able to provide fresh lettuce and herbs for our clients that visit there.
You know, there is so much that I love about this city. There's a farmer's market in my neighborhood every season. But candidly, Hartford has been described by some as kind of a food desert when it comes to gaining access to fresh produce like this. How inspiring is it for you to be able to say, hey, we're doing this, we're being innovative, and we're providing something that's really needed?
Absolutely. There's a huge lack of access to fresh, healthy, nutritious food in this area in the north end of Hartford. We do have our seasonal farmers market from June to October, so people are able to come visit here and purchase the food we grow here, as well as our outdoor spaces.
And the power of technology here, it must just be really incredible. You folks were allowed to do or are able to do a lot in a relatively small space.
Right. Hydroponics has come a long way. You're able to fit your system to in any environment, really. You can do it inside or outside. The benefit of having it in a basement is that we're able to grow year-round. We have temperature control. We control all the factors, the lighting, the water, so you're able to produce lettuce and herbs rather quickly.
And as a mom of two, it must feel good to know that you're able to give these types of resources to other families in need.
Absolutely, and it's important for kids to be able to try different herbs and fresh vegetables, and hopefully we'll be able to show them where it's all produced soon.
All right, good stuff. Thank you for sharing your space. We'll let you get back to work. You can check out the farmers market. It is back in June. Tim and Erica, we are in Hartford, below ground. This is so awesome.
Yeah, that is
Very
great.
Cool. All right, this is kind of cool, too. We're talking about tree recycling, the unique way that one local farm is getting rid of Christmas trees in the community.